Live from Plattsburgh's Airborne Speedway for the 58th season opener. I'm here with Versatile Trailer Sales defending track champion Kevin Booten. Kevin, night one of the 2011 campaign, it's title defense time. How excited are you for this season?
Oh, we're very excited to be here tonight. We were going to run a limited schedule this year, but we're going to see how it goes. You know, it all depends how our year's looking. We're here to have a lot of fun. We got our championship last year. That was one of our major goals, and we're just here to have a good time and see how things shake out.
Every Saturday night under the lights, the Versatile Trailers Renegades division is ultra competitive. You know, every Saturday night, anybody can win. Talk about the competitiveness of the division.
Last year, the division was real competitive. There was a lot of cars that were on the same page, a lot of good drivers. This year, we've seen a lot of cars that have been sold, and a lot of new guys are starting out. I think it's going to be a good, healthy class. A lot of cars in the division, it seems like. The guys seem to be doing real well out there. I'm glad to see the division growing and at least maintaining. I'll be real curious to see how the racing is tonight with all the new drivers. I hope it goes really well.
Any new sponsorship on board for 2011?
No, the sponsors are all the same. Yipe Stripes of Northern Vermont, they still are doing our vinyl, and they do a great job with that. Direct Auto Body painted our car this year. They do a great job. They make it look good every year, and we're just hoping to go out and give them some good publicity.
I know to make a successful race car go, a lot of man hours go into these things. A lot of people don't know that. Talk about some of the stuff you did over the wintertime.
Throughout the winter, we tore the car completely apart like we generally do, and we obviously put a new body on, all new vinyl and paint, and we went right through the front suspension. It's another key thing. You know, maintenance is big with these cars. We spend a lot of time in the garage, and luckily my wife and daughter are very understanding of that, and it makes it fun. So.
All right, Kevin, we'd like to thank you for coming on to the program. Stay tuned for more driver interviews from Airborne Speedway's 58th season opener next on Motorsports Magazine. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine from Airborne. We're in the garage area with the 2008 and 2010 Ernie's Discount Tools Modified Division Track Champion, Patrick Dupree. Patrick, welcome to the program. Tonight, kicking off Airborne Speedway's 58th season opener. Tonight, you guys have a 50-lap main event on the card. How excited are you tonight, or how excited are you today to get things going this season?
Pretty excited. Long winter, just anxious to get back. And tonight's a 50-lap Syracuse qualifier, so it's always good to go to. We plan on going to Syracuse again this year, and it's always good to go down there with a guaranteed spot. So hopefully we get that again this year.
Unofficially, 32 modifieds in the garage area this afternoon. It's going to be an ultra-competitive race. Talk about, your competitors. We got Todd Stone in the garage area, Martin Was here, another former track champion. How excited are you to be racing with those guys again under the lights on a Saturday night at Airborne?
Oh, it's going to be great. Todd Stone's been really fast. We were here last week in practice, and those guys really did their homework over the winter and got pretty fast. So we're excited. We're getting faster too. So we'll just see how it goes. A lot of cars. I don't know if they're probably going to start them all. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have a B main or something. I know they were talking about that if they have a lot of cars, but that'll be a good race.
It's title defense time. We were talking to Kevin Booten earlier. He was the last year's Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade champion. How important is it to kick off the season with a bang and get a solid finish?
I think you really got to get a good solid finish on. Everyone is so tight, and especially the 90 car being so consistent, and other guys. I think if you have a bad night, you're really going to struggle to work your way back up. So, consistency is the key, and a good night here is going to set the tone for championship chase.
I know the modified division has had practice throughout the portions of the afternoon, good portion of the afternoon. Talk about the car in practice today.
The car was pretty good. There's a little bit of water down in turn 3 again, but a lot better than practice. And our car's was pretty good right off the bat. I mean, it's a great car. It's an old car, and the thing just works great. So we're just kind of tweaking on it a little bit, trying to make it better and put our best foot forward.
For people unaware who didn't watch the Motorsports Magazine preview show, what did you do to the car over the offseason? I know you were telling me before that you put in a new front clip after wrecking it at Super Dirt Week. Talk about some of the new stuff on board the 24.
Yeah, just the front clip had to be replaced, and we changed a few things around geometry-wise, but for the most part, it's the same old car, and hopefully just a little bit better. But we got all of our old stuff on there as far as our setup and stuff. Our sheets are pretty much the same as last year, but just trying to improve whatever little bit we can.
We'd like to thank the reigning Ernie's Discount Tools Modified champion, the Pistol from Saranac Lake, Patrick Dupree, for being on the program. Stay tuned for another driver review from Motorsports Magazine next. Welcome back to the program. We are here with Robin Wood, Plattsburgh, New York driver. He's the 2010 Tiger Sportsman Track Champion here at Airborne. Robin, welcome to the program. First question, it's title defense time. How important is it to start off the season with a bang and get a solid finish on opening night?
Well, it's really important because the first 3 weeks are usually done heads up, which means where you finish in your heat race, usually you start up front in the feature, so it's really important to get a jump on these first 3 weeks if you're going to start out front, because after that, the handicap kicks in, and then you'll be starting in the rear. So you got to try to get what you can get these first 3 weeks, and then hopefully you can make it through in one piece, and then the rest will fall into place.
Any goals for the 2011 season?
Pretty much just like it has been the last couple of years. Go out and try to win every race. If you win, most of the time, if you win the most races, the points will fall into place, but sometimes you got to have the luck to go with that, and hopefully we'll have enough luck this year and enough wins to repeat.
I know coming up this season in 2011, quite a few guys have jumped up from the Renegade division or have built a Tiger Sportsman car over the offseason. It's going to make an ultra-competitive division in 2011. Talk about the guys you're going to be racing with. You know, I know your Uncle Bucko Branham, 2008, 2009 track champ. How important is it to try to be in front of him and the rest of the guys on a Saturday night?
Yeah, growth for the division is always good. The more cars we have, the better it is. I think we got like either 4 or 5 new cars this year. A couple guys from the Renegades moved up. I think our competition is still going to be the same guys. Bucko's going to be our main competition. Jamie will be right there, and it'll be Tyler and Sean. I mean, I don't think the new guys will be competitive right off, but it'll take them a couple races, and I think they'll get up to where we are now.
I know throughout the course of the afternoon, the Tiger Sportsman cars have had practice. How's your car in practice?
It's decent right now. It's a little tight. We still got a little bit of water on the racetrack. We got to make some changes to the car, but we can't really do it here at the track. We're going to wait till next week. But the car's pretty decent. We should still have a decent finish tonight.
All right, we'd like to thank Plattsburgh, New York driver Robin Wood for being on the program. Stay tuned for a recap of the most recent American-Canadian Tour race next on Motorsports Magazine. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a quick recap of the American-Canadian Tour's most recent race. It was the second of 12 events on the 2011 schedule. It was at Barrie, Vermont's Thunder Road. It was the 13th annual Merchants Bank 150. The race started out with Joey Pohl, Hudson, New Hampshire's Joey Pilarczyk Jr. in the 97, jumping out to a back straightaway lead on hometown boy Nick Sweet. Joey would get caught in lap traffic after a 141 green flag run, and Nick Sweet would end up grabbing the checkers. The top 5 results were Nick Sweet, Hudson, New Hampshire's Joey Pilarczyk, Graniteville, Vermont's John Donahue, St. Denis, Quebec's Patrick Leperle, and rounding out the top 5, the 7-time American-Canadian Tour champion from Colchester, Vermont, Brian Orr. The next stop on the schedule for the American-Canadian Tour is Oxford Plains Speedway. That will take place next Saturday at 2 p.m. It will be a 150-lap main event on the schedule, and Brian Orr will come into that race in Oxford, Maine as the point leader. He has 188 points after 2 events. Graniteville's John Donahue is second in the point standings, just 3 back with 185. Third is Groveton, New Hampshire's Randy Potter with 169 points. Fourth is Wayne Helliwell with 150. And running out the top 5 in the American-Canadian Tour point standings is Moores Forks, New York's driver, Mark Lamberton. We'll be back with racing on Motorsports Magazine next.
And shotgun on the field, another driver moving up to the Sportsman. The Island Excavating 21 from Swanton, it's Dave Rabtoy. Off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Green flag is out as the 2011 racing season at the Airborne Speedway is underway as they race off turn number 2. Even down the backstretch, Robin Wood sticking the nose out front. Sean Duquette at his door as they race side by side into turn number 4. Here comes Robin Wood pulling through on the inside. He will lead the first lap of the season. John Duquette runs in the second spot. Cody Benoit running third. Benoit in one of the last practice sessions for the Sportsman cars spun that vehicle coming off of turn number 4, was fighting a loose condition. We'll see how that car handles for him as the night progresses. Running in the 4th spot is Jamie Atkins. Right behind him is his son, Brandon Atkins. Then it's Keith Pelkey in the number 24. Jamie Begor in car number 19. Must have missed Jamie Begor in the lineup. And it's the 86 of Mike Shagnon, the 59 for Stephen Brissett, and Dave Rabtoy in the number 21. Out front, Robin Wood's lead is 3 car lengths. There's a little bobble going into turn number 4. Sean Duquette will close a car length, but now Robin Wood pulls away down the front stretch. It's Robin Wood, Sean Duquette, Cody Benoit. The drivers in the Sportsman division were also mentioning that the track is a challenge tonight. There has been water issues with the speedway as everywhere around here, and we've had a couple of spots on the track where we've been fighting water coming through the racetrack, which has made things a little bit slick for the race teams, and the drivers have been trying to get a handle on their cars, and right now it's pretty clear the defending track champion has things figured out as he continues to pull away from Sean Duquette. Best racing action right now is for 5th. Here comes Jamie Begor in the 19. He'll move through on the inside. Keith Pelkey in car number 24 running in the 6th spot. Then it's Brandon Atkins in car number 4 dropping back to 7th. Robin Wood by 5 car lengths now over Sean Duquette in the 18. Then it's 3 car lengths back to Cody Benoit in car number 1. Then a good gap back to the 68 of Jamie Atkins. Atkins has Jamie Begor trying to chase him down. Begor with the number 19 machine running about 3 car lengths behind the 68. And then 5 or 6 car lengths back to Keith Pelkey in car number 24. Now, they freight train around the racetrack. Not a lot of side-by-side racing going on right now in this first qualifier for the Sportsman division. Mentioned some new drivers that have moved up to the Sportsman class for 2011. Cody Benoit running 3rd right now in the 1 car. Also Brandon Atkins in car number 4. You see him in the qualifier behind Keith Pelkey. And towards the back of the pack, you have 2 teams that are running side by side. Dave Rabtoy's number 21 and Stephen Brissett's number 59. Those 2 teams are also new to the Sportsman division. Dave coming up from the Renegades, and Stephen Brissett was in a mini modified for about half the season last year. Cody Benoit challenging the 18 of Sean Duquette for the 2nd spot. Jamie Begor trying to take 4th away from the number 68 of Jamie Atkins as the white flag is on the field. They run side by side for 2nd. No doubt who's going to win this one. It's going to be Robin Wood in the 61, but a good battle for 2nd, a good battle for 4th. Robin Wood with an easy drive off of turn number 4. He'll get the first checkered flag of the year. Let's see who's going to win the drag race for 2nd. Off turn number 4, down to the stripe, and it is going to be, it looked like Sean Duquette by inches on the outside. Cody Benoit will end up in the 3rd spot. Then 4th will be Jamie Begor, who was able to move past Jamie Atkins, who will settle for 5th with his. And shotgun on the field, the other half of the Racing Bakers from Saint-Césaire, Quebec, Maxime Vienne, and the Tremblay Water Systems number 25. That's the field. Here they come. Green flag. And they boxed it up right at the start. Jock takes the lead from the outside of row number 1. The 66 getting mixed up over it. Oh, look out! There goes the 46 of Michel Vienne up on his roof, sliding atop turn number 3, off the backstretch, rolling a couple of times off the top of 3, and we've got a red flag. See how this works out. Green flag. Well, certainly a much better start for Jason Bruno on the inside. The 53 drifts up the track. Vernal had to get on the binders. Jimmy Ryan drifts up the track in the 60. There goes Mike Rio on the inside. They're 3 wide down the backstretch going into turn number 3. Here comes the 97 of Vernal. There goes the 327 to Dan Brown. Yellow flag. Oh, by the way, did I say your contest for the week? I don't think I said the catchphrase there.
You haven't said
46 and the 1 of the Quebec drivers, Berthiaume and Michel Vienne. So let's see if the 3rd try is better. Green flag. Durgan from the outside. Bruno on the inside as they race off turn number 2. Again, they're 3 wide. Mike Riel's working down on the inside. Jason Durgan's working towards the front. Here comes Chris Vernal in the number 97. He's trying to move up and challenge Durgan perhaps. Bruno leading lap number 1, this 2nd qualifier for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Vernal looks down on the inside of the 17. Off turn number 2, Chris Vernal's got a wheel underneath of that 17 car of Jason Durgan. Durgan will have to try to hold him off. Sliding back a little bit, the 53 for Tommy Jock. Chasing him down, Mike Reel, the Plattsburgh Radiator 02. And it's Terry Hayes running in the 6th spot with the 01. It's Max Vienne, the other racing maker, the son of Michel in the 25, as he looks to the inside, trying to take that 6th position away from Terry Hayes. They're running wheel to wheel for the 6th spot. Jimmy Ryan sliding back with a flying Ryan number 60, and then it's the 327, the Hooters special for Dan Brown. Out front, the 66 of Jason Bruno. and he is a fairly healthy lead right now. It's about 8 car lengths over Jason Durgan in the 17, and then it's Chris Vernold in number 97, who is about a half dozen car lengths behind Durgan. And Mike Riel continues to move, though. Riel gets a spot away from Max Vien, and now looks to the inside of Tommy Jock, trying to get to the top 4, and Mike Riel's going to do it. Jock's going to lose not only the spot to Riel, but he'll also lose the spot to the 25 of Max Vien. Just past the halfway point now in qualifier number 2, and it is the 66 of Bruno, the 17 of Durgan, who is sliding back into the grasp of Chris Vernold in the number 97. Vernold from Kingsbury, New York, looks inside. That 17 car, it looked like there was a puff of smoke on the 17. He might have a problem with the rear end, or no, he's got a tire down. The tire down on Jason Durgan's 17. You can see the tire just shredding as he goes down the backstretch, rolling slowly into turn number 3. And he tries to keep the car rolling, but it's going to bring out another yellow flag on this second qualifier.
Well, we have word from over in the garage area via another text message that Michel Viens is okay, sore back.
Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag. Mike Riel to the inside of Chris Vernold in the number 97. Riel in the 0-2 trying to hold the momentum, but had to get on the binders to keep it down to the inside, and that allowed Vernold to work back past on the outside. As Jason Bruno continues to lead, he's pulling away with 2 to go. Bruno the leader, Vernold running in the second spot. Third is the 0-2 of Mike Riel, and that's Max Vien in the 25. Dan Brown in the 327, closing in on the back bumper. He'll get on the brakes. Bruno really using up a lot of brake right now. The white flag is out. Might not be brake smoke. That could be problems with something else for the 66 car. Let's see if he can finish it out. Down the backstretch, final time for Jason Bruno, and no, it's going to be a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out for Tommy Jock in the 53. And another car over there as well. I believe it's Terry Hayes in the 01. I did not see that, Rick, as I was following as we're ready for another restart. Slow pace into turns 3 and 4. And Bruno in the 66 will get on it. Along the front stretch, there's the green flag. At 66 again, billowing smoke out the back, but he's pulling away from Vernold. 2 or 3 car lengths over the 97 of Chris Vernold. It's Jason Bruno with the Bruno's repair number 66 coming off of turn number 4. There's the checkered flag, and he'll win it. Vernold second, Mike Riel third. Looked like Dan Brown might have moved to the outside to get the 4th spot away from the 25 of Max Vien. Then it was the 60 for Jim Ryan in the 53.
Malcolm Woodward in the 43, the 20 car for Jamie LaFountain. Green flag is out. Shotgun on the field. That's the 0-3 of Speedy Brissett. Up the backstretch the first time. Lavarnway gets a jump in the 13. He'll stick a nose in front. Josh Leclerc trying to come right back on the inside on the bottom of the racetrack in the 7. It will be Lavarnway to lead lap number 1. Leclerc holding on to that number 2 spot. The 11 of Whalen runs third. Eric Sales has the 47 car into that number 4 spot as they head up the backstretch. Jamie LaFountain is on the move in the 20 car. He moves into 5th, dropping Josh Laporte back into the 6th spot. Lavarnway is your leader. Leclerc second. Sales on the move in the 47. He now takes 3rd spot away from the 11 of Mike Whalen. That 47 car is the former number 95. That's the track championship car from 2010 that was driven by Rick Donor. Can Josh Lavarnway continue to hold on and pick up the win and lead from start to finish? Josh Leclerc running second in that number 7 car. There'll be 2 to go this time by. Sales is 3rd, Whalen is 4th. Laporte running in the 5th spot. Jamie LaFountain's 20, trying to find a way by him as Laporte and Whalen run together in front of him. Josh Lavarnway seems to be extending his lead as they come off turn 4. 1 lap to go for Lavarnway. Sales has closed the gap on Leclerc, and we're going to have a battle for the number 2 spot. Whalen runs on the outside of Laporte as they battle for 4th. Turn for the final time. Lavarnway is your leader, and Lavarnway is your winner. Morrisonville's Josh Lavarnway is your winner. Second spot goes to the 7 of Josh Leclerc. Third spot goes to Eric Sales in the 47, followed by the 45 of Josh Laporte, and the 11 of Mike Whalen.
Well, you don't have warning inside the 36 for Bob Dragoon. Then it is the 00 for Matt Brusso. Matt's from Plattsburgh. In the final row, the 61 for Plattsburgh's Danny Dubuque. And shotgun on the field, the ageless Metal Man in car number 2, showing no rust at the back of the pack. And always pretty machine as well, that 2 car. Out front, it is the 22 of Rob Favreau, as he leads by 2 or 3 car lengths over the 86 of Rick Donor. Donor has changed the paint scheme on his car. Of course, in the mini modifieds, he always had the Lightning McQueen paint scheme, but he's gone to the rival of Lightning McQueen. I don't know if this is going to be good karma for Rick Donor in 2011, but he went to the evil Chick Hicks, number 86 from the Cars movie. Now this, again, sometimes you could be tempting karma on this one. It could be dangerous. It's green, and, Chick Hicks is the bad guy.
Rick Dastardly.
Could be. Josh Terry, well, that crew did a lot of work to get that car back together after a problem in practice, and look at him. He's running in the second spot. As out front, it is Robbie Favreau with the O'Neill's Laundry, Leon Blair Contracting, number 22. He's got a sizable advantage over Josh Terry and the Smithfield Liquor and Wine Wells Auto Repair Adirondack Locks, number 43. Lance Rabtoy, talk about a driver to watch for a track championship in this division. Lance Rabtoy certainly in the mix. He's got the Culligan J&L Hardware McKee's Island Pub and Pizza, number 11, in the third spot. Then it is Rick Donor falling back to the 4th position. Mark Karen out of Peru in the 5th spot with car number 5. Then it is the Northline Utilities Thwaites Firewood Mad River Pizza, number 57, for Bill Joyle. And Matt Brusso with the Roto-Rooter 00. Can you imagine what would happen if we had a collision between the Roto-Rooter 00 and the Mr. Turd 08? That might solve the Mr. Turd dilemma. Anyways, it is Robbie Favreau in the 22 up front. Josh Terry running in the second spot. Lance Rabtoy third in the 11. Mark Karen moving to the inside of Rick Donor's number 86, trying to take that 4th spot away. And he will off of turn number 2. As the white flag is out for Robbie Favreau. Mark Karen in the 4th spot. Rick Donor running in 5th. And closing in on Rick for that 5th spot is Billy Joyle in 57, although Joyle had a little mishap bobble over in turn number 2, and that cost him a bunch of spots, so he's out of contention for 5th. But the winner is a Robbie Favreau, the 22. Josh Terry, 2nd. 3rd to Lance Rabtoy. 4th, Mark Karen, the 5. Rick Donor's going to bring it home 5th. 6th will be Billy Joyle. 7th to Matt Brusso. 8th to Danny Dubuque.
So we're ready for a restart. Busch Bombers, 1 lap complete. We're back to the green flag. Josh Duravage in the 88. Alan Simmons in the 26. They run 1-2. Good battle for the number 3 spot up on the outside. Here comes the 21 of Travis Sherman. He's going to challenge Rob Sign. Sign comes right back on the inside. Sherman drifts up high, gets a little bit sideways. Sign will hold on. Josh Duravage is driving away from this field. The battle is for that number 2 spot between Simmons and Sign. John Michael Brissett in the 14 runs 4th with Travis Sherman 5th in the 21. Sign is taking the 2nd spot away, and here comes John Michael Brissett in the 14. He looks to challenge that 26 car. But up front, it's still all Josh Duravage. Rob Sign 2nd, John Michael Brissett now 3rd. Alan Simmons is 4th with Travis Sherman 5th. 6th spot, Bill Joyle Sr. Chad Hendry next in the 60. And it's a good gap back to David Hart's 45 and David Brissett in the 14B. They got their own match race going at the back of the pack. Sign has closed it to about 5 car lengths on Josh Duravage, but The white flag is out, and Duravage appears to be on cruise control. Look out, there goes the right front on the 88. He is into the bunker, and Rob Sine has inherited the lead. The 14B of Brissett has spun in turn 3. It'll be checkers and yellow. And Rob Sine will pick up a surprise win as the right front wheel comes off the 88 of Josh Duravage on the final lap. Sine, your winner. Second spot to John Michael Brissett. Third spot to Travis Sherman. Fourth spot to Bill Joyle Sr. in the 58. And Chad Hendry will round out the top 5 in car number 60.
One for Gardner. Todd hopped into that in the final practice session last Saturday, and with Todd behind the wheel, that X1 machine turned the fastest lap of practice last Saturday. Well, that is a fast car with Gardner Stone at the wheel running in the third spot. Here comes Tommy Jock to the point. The Mohawk driver moves through the inside of Mike Wells, and he will take the lead. Well, the 53, Tommy Jock, first time asphalt competition in the modified, and he is leading the way in this consolation. Mike Wells, though, looking to come back after him on the inside. Jock says, I don't think so. Closing the door off turn number 4. Gardner Stone is in the mix. He's running the inside in the X1. That's Craig Rail in the CO2 running in the 4th spot. Mike Finney in the 38 running in 5th. Then it's 6th, Matt Woodruff, the double nickel. Jason Durgan sliding back in the 17 as he is running now in the 7th position. We have seen that number 17 for Durgan run very fast here at the Airborne Speedway, but they are not at the typical pace that we have seen in certainly the 2010 season at times for Durgan and his team. Mike Finney in the 38 trying to get a spot away from Jason Durgan as well as he'll slide way up the racetrack. Bryant Trim in the 28. He is slow again and heading back to the garage. And those, the 28 and the 17, two teams that really tried some different setups and tinkered around within the rules of the dirt car rule book, trying to find a faster setup, but they have struggled as Gardner Stone is able to take the lead away from the 53 of Tommy Jock. Gardner Stone in the X1 from Middlebury showing the way. Tommy Jock Jr. running in the 2nd position, and it's Mike Wells in the 76. Craig Riel in the CO2. Matt Woodruff in 5th now with a double nickel. And it's a 17 for Jason Durgan. Willsboro's Mike Finney running behind him, and then Andy Lindemann in the number 3. 2 laps to go for Gardner Stone, who is pulling away. Battle for 3rd as Craig Riel tries to grab the spot from Mike Wells. They run wheel to wheel to the 3rd turn. Tommy Jock right in front of them had to get on the binders, hanging on to his car. Craig Riel goes to the 3rd spot, making a pass on the inside. Final time around the consolation race, and it's going to be Gardner Stone's. The G-Stone Motors X1 is going to bring it home to the checkered flag. Here comes Gardner off turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. He'll get the win. The Bamboo 53 for Tommy Jock is 2nd. Then it's the Plattsburgh Radiator CO2 3rd for Craig Riel. It's the 4 for Brandon Atkins, the 33 for Travis Bruno, the 86 of Mike Shagnon, 57 for Howard Stoner, Dave Raptoy, the 21, Brian McGinley, the 35, the 59 for Stephen Brissett, shotgun on the field for Jimmy Bushy. Green flag is out, 25 laps the distance for the JNS Steel Sportsman cars as they run side by side, even 3 wide and towards the front of the pack. Nick Haywood looks to the inside of Bucko Branham as they race for about the 6th spot. Here comes Brad Bushy in the 05 looking to move through on the inside as he's trying to get to 3rd, the inside of Jamie Atkins. He's got Jamie Begor at his door with a 19. They mix it up in turns 1 and 2. There goes Atkins. Begor has to take evasive action, and we got a yellow flag. Sean Duquette at his door, 6th with car number 18. Those are the top 3 rows with 1 complete, 24 on the agenda. Here we come. Green flag. From the outside, Keith Pelkey, the 24. Dan Sullivan fights back with a 3. There's an opening on the inside for Begor if he can get there. Not quite. Sullivan gets on it. They're 3 wide into turn 3. Benoit trying to thread the needle on the inside. Pelkey works on the outside. Here comes Begor through on the inside again. Sullivan takes it right up to the wall. Jamie Begor goes to the 2nd spot. They're running 3 wide for 4th. Branham in the 20, the 18 of Duquette, the 24 of Pelkey sliding back again. He's 3 wide on the outside. Haywood, the 29. We got a challenge for the lead. There goes Begor on the inside. He's got the lead into turn number 4. Jamie Begor, the leader. 3 wide, racing for the 6th spot. On the inside, Nick Haywood. In the middle, it's Robin Wood. Keith Pelkey sliding backwards in the 24 as he's been stuck on the outside. He's now run 3 wide 2 or 3 times in the first 3 laps. Jamie Begor's lead is 3 car lengths. Dan Sullivan runs in the 2nd spot. Bucko Branham into the 3rd position. Cody Benoit stuck on the outside with a 1, trying to find room perhaps to follow Branham to the inside, but he's got Sean Duquette at his door down to the inside, and right behind Duquette is the 61. The Cream rising to the top early in this one. Begor leading. His lead 7 car lengths. Sullivan running in that 2nd spot. 3rd is Branham in the 20. Cody Benoit is able to get the car down to the inside, running in 4th. Battle is on for 5th between defending track champion Robin Wood and Sean Duquette. Wood in the 61, Duquette in the 18, running side by side for this 5th spot. Give it to Wood on the inside as Benoit dirt tracks off the backstretch. Got the right side tires off the racing surface, kicked up some dirt, but he's able to hang on to his 4th spot, although sliding back into the grasp of Robin Wood, who is now running in 5th. Talk about sliding back into the grasp of a driver. Danny Sullivan falling back to the 20 of Bucko Branham. Jamie Begor is checking out. Branham looks to the inside of Sullivan into turn 3, gets him loose. Here comes Benoit to the inside. There's contact with Branham, who's hanging onto it. Here comes Branham to the inside as they're mixing it up. First event of the season for the sportsman cars. Robin Wood in the 61, the 1 of Cody Benoit. Little contact into turn number 2 as well. They bumped in the 2nd turn. Here comes Wood through on the inside. Benoit working on the outside. Robin Wood trying to get to that 4th spot as Dan Sullivan drifts up the track. That opens the door for Bucko Branham on the inside. Side by side, bumping and banging for spots 2 through 5. Out front, it's Jamie Begor, who's checked out to a half backstretch lead. Begor certainly does not want to see a yellow flag in this one, because if he can keep this thing running green for the rest of it, he should be in a great position. Branham's got some laps to work with, but he's going to have to boogie and hustle if he's going to chase him down. Lap number 10 is going to go up on the scoreboard this time by Robin Wood moving to the 3rd spot to the inside of Dan Sullivan. Cody Benoit trying to follow through on the inside. Sullivan works to the outside of it with that number 3 car, and it's Benoit going to the 4th position with a 1. All right, this should be a good one. 6 laps remain. A dash for the win tonight in the sportsman division. Robin Wood on the hammer on the outside. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag. A good restart from the outside for Robin Wood as he tries to pinch Begor down running into turn number 2. Wood gets a good run to the top of the track. Jamie tries to hang right with him on the inside, even into turn number 3. Begor on the inside, Wood on the outside. Here they come off the 4th turn. 5 laps to go, and at the line, Robin Wood has the lead. Wood had the lead at the stripe. Begor trying to hang with him on the inside. Robin Wood pulls away off turn number 2. Defending track champion Robin Wood, taking advantage of a late race yellow flag, makes a pass off the restart and the subsequent lap, takes the lead and pulls away. Look out, we got contact on the front stretch, and there it is, by the way. Mark that down, Rick. Heavy contact along the front stretch. Travis Bruno's 33, Mike Shagnon in the 86. Bucko Branham in the 20 is heading back to the garage area. Brian McGinley in the 35 was involved. All right, ready to go. Here comes the field off for green flag. They race into turns 1 and 2. Robin Wood on the inside. Jamie Begor gets a good run on the top of the track. Begor puts his nose back in front. Begor has the lead into 3. Here comes Wood back after him on the inside. Even into turn number 4. Robin Wood on the inside. Back to the lead. Boy, that car hooked on the inside in 3 and 4. Jamie Begor and Robin Wood. There's a little contact along the front stretch. Begor trying to get that run back after him on the outside off 2. But Robin Wood still hanging on to the lead into 3 and 4. If that car works the way it did last time, he'll be able to pull away, and he will. It's a half car length at the stripe. Begor running in the 2nd spot. Cody Benoit is 3rd. 4th, the 69 for Bill Thwaites. Then Sean Duquette running in the 5th position. White flag about to be unfurled. 1 lap remains for Robin Wood. Robin Wood's lead is 2 car lengths over Jamie Begor, the 2010 track champion, kicking off his bid for a repeat performance with win number 1 of 2011. Robin Wood with the Ganieka Bingo. Renterek 61 wins it. Second goes to Jamie Begor. Third to Cody Benoit. Fourth, Billy Twaits. Fifth to Sean Duquette. Sixth goes to the 29 of Nick Haywood. And the 3 of Danny Sullivan.
Once again, we want to welcome our sponsors for this evening from Valcor Imaging and Econo Lodge. We hope they're enjoying themselves down in the VIP booth. Robin Wood just about ready to hop out of the Renterek number 61. We'll throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles standing by. Rob, take it away.
All right, Rick, we'll get a word with Robin Wood, who gets a handshake from Cody Benoit. Butch Henry with a handshake as well. Robin wins on opening week. The Ganieka Bingo Renterek number 61. He's about to climb out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. 2010 track champion Robin Wood kicks off 2011 in style as he wins opening week. Come on around, Robin. Well, the good news is that some of the mess was happening behind you, and you were able to keep the car, as is typically the case for you, nice and clean through the event, and then a good battle down the stretch with Jamie over a couple of restarts.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have caught him if it wasn't for that caution or for the first caution or whatever. But we changed 2 front springs right before the feature, which is pretty unheard of for this kind of division. But I got to thank my crew for doing that. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Weren't happy with it during practice?
No, I'm still not happy with that. But, we still have some improvement to do. We'll work on it again this week to get it better.
That's scary for everybody else when you're not happy with the car and you still end up winning.
Yeah, it seems like the track's a lot different so far this year, so everybody's kind of chasing it now. So hopefully we'll get it pretty soon.
All right, congratulations on kicking the year off with a victory.
Thank you.
That's Robin Wood, everybody. He wins 66 of Jason Bruno on the outside of row number 1. They're on the hammer coming off of turn number 4. Here they come along the front stretch. Green flag. Gagnon shows the way off 2. They box it up. Big tire goes McGrail. Couple of cars pile in over at turn number 2. 1 car, 2 cars, make that 5 cars by the time they're all done. Tommy Jock is in the mix. I believe the 1 of Todd Stone is also in the mix. Trying to see another car, looks like Cam Grady's 27. The 25 of Max Vienne is also in that mess at top turn number 2. It's been a bad evening for the Vienne family. Michel, Chris Vernold, and Martin Roy in row number 3. All right, here they come. Off turn number 4 along the front stretch. Green flag. Jason Bruno works to the outside. Greg Atkins in the 1 on the inside. This time everybody clean. Leon Gagnon seemed to slow as he headed into the 3rd turn. That opened up. Oh, look out. Gagnon is sideways. Trying to hang on to it. Going up the racetrack. Cars towards the wall. It really bottlenecks into turn number 4, and we've got a yellow flag. As they were working on the Goyosa Wine and Spirits 80 machine. All right, here we go. Off turn number 4. Green flag. Jason Bruno down to the inside, but now drifts up the track over in turn number 2. They're running 3 wide behind them as they race for the 8th spot. Vince Quinville in the 78 and Todd Ormsby in the 26. Work around Mike Riel's number 02. Out front, it is Leon Gagnon. Jason Bruno runs in the 2nd spot. 3rd is Greg Atkins. Martin Roy running in the 4th position with the Gamache Truck Center number 90. Then it's the 11 for Don Scarborough sliding back all the way up to 6th already is the pistol Patrick Dupree. Dupree has moved into the 6th spot with a 24 car. 3rd now, Martin Roy. Running 4th is Atkins. 5th is Scarborough. 6th Dupree. 7th is Vernold. 8th is McGrail. Running in the 9th spot, it is Vince Quinville who is hustling towards the front, and then Todd Ormsby rounding out the top 10. A lot of wheel-to-wheel racing mid-pack. We have a car that has spun over in turn number 4. That's Bryant Trim. Trim got a piece of one of the inside tires after spinning his machine, and the yellow call goes out over the race radio to all the drivers. Trim was running basically Lindemann in the 3, Todd Stone in the 1, making progress. He's passed 6 cars on his way back towards the top 10. Oh, they mix it up before the green flag comes out. A car did not fire. And we have a traffic jam along the front stretch. Leon Gagno has broken on the right front. It appears as though
The 66 and the 4 hooked wheels coming into turn 3 for the restart. That's what the problem was.
All right, we're ready to run. 3 laps complete, single file. Let's see if Martin Ottawa can get off to that good start off of turn number 4. He does. He pulls away from Greg Atkins. Let's see if Greg Atkins can hang with him with a 1. A lot of laps remain. There's plenty of time as teams try to work to the front. This is a type of race where you've got to think about tire management. You've got to try to preserve your car. Typically, these machines run 30 laps here at Airborne on a Saturday night. You're adding 20 additional laps. And in those 20 laps, a lot of different things can happen to these race cars, and you've got to take care of your car. And Martin Ottawa sometimes is a driver that really gets after it and will sometimes use up that right rear tire. Well, 50 laps tonight, you've got to manage your tires. And the guy that is best at doing that may well pull the checkered flag at the end of the night.
Rob Leon Gagno is pulled back onto the racetrack with the 4 car.
Leon Gagno returns. Leon lost a couple of laps while he was in the pits. Martin Ottawa with a half backstretch lead over Greg Atkins, setting a very fast pace out front. Atkins is running second. Don Scarborough is third. And fourth is Patrick Dupree. Dupree running a smooth line around the racetrack. Again, you can see Martin Ottawa really working that car, lifting that left front tire right up off the racing surface. A good smooth line for Martin, that time through 3 and 4, as he continues to increase the lead on Atkins. Atkins trying to hang in second spot. Don Scarborough running third. Fourth is Patrick Dupree. Chris Vernold is in the 5th spot. 6th is Pat McGrail in the 10. 7th is Vince Quenneville. Running 8th is Todd Ormsby. 9th is Mike Riel. And 10th is Jason Durgan with the 17. Outside the top 10, 11th, Todd Stone, already up to the 11th spot. 12th is Jimmy Ryan. 13th is Matt Woodruff. 14th is Gardner Stone. 15th is Andy Lindemann. 16th is Tommy Jock. 17th would be Mike Finney. 18th would be the 0 car for George Foley. 19th is Craig Riel. And running in the 20th spot is Jason Bruno. He is the final car on the lead lap. Leon Gagno is going to take the 4 back into the pits. They worked on the right front of that machine. Still not up to Leon's liking. He's going back in. Returning to the racetrack now is Max Vienne with the number 25. Martin Ottawa approaching the back of the pack. He's already put a lap on Bryant Trim's number 28. And he'll be running up on some faster cars, and he'll have to work to get around some of those race cars, and that'll give drivers like Atkins a chance to close up, as well as Scarborough and Patrick Dupree. Right now the lead is the full front stretch for Martin Ottawa over the one of Greg Atkins. Some of the better racing that's going on is going on along the front stretch now at turns 1 and 2. Bryant Trim is taking his 28 back to the garage area, as that 28 team is trying to find the right setup for that car, and they don't have it to this point. And they'll work on it from week to week and try to get that car more to the liking of Bryant. Now the leader, Martin Ottawa, coming upon the back of the pack again. This time it's Jason Bruno's number 66. The 25 of Max Vienne has down several laps after he had to go back to the pit area after an earlier mishap. Jason Bruno is working hard to stay on the lead lap with that 66 car. Martin Ottawa is now at his side with the 90. He'll go around the outside of the 66, and he will put Bruno down a lap. Next in line is George Foley in the 0, as he'll work the outside of the racetrack, right where Martin Ottawa likes to run. He likes to work the rim around the Airborne Speedway, but when you do that, you use up the tires, and that, again, can be an issue. We've seen that happen to Martin at times, where he's worked really hard on the outside of the track. He's used up the right rear tire, and then later in the race, he has faded back to the pack. It happened at the end of the season last year. That race that was won by Todd Stone. Vince Quenneville was the on-track winner, but he ended up getting disqualified. But you could see the 90 starting to go away with the tires as he was sliding back to other cars that were running up upon him. Lap number 19 up on the scoreboard. Martinois putting a lap on Craig Riel. He is lap the 0 of George Foley, the 66 of Jason Bruno. Next in front is the 53 of Tommy Jock, the 38 of Mike Finney, and Andy Lindeman's 3, Gardner Stone's X1. And they've got a pretty good battle going on for position, so it's not going to be easy for Martinois to work through these 4 machines. And actually it's tightening him up a little bit as Greg Atkins is closing in. Right now Martinois is in a box. He's got Lindeman in front. Oh, he's able to work on the inside of Gardner Stone. And now look outside Andy Lindeman. So Gardner Stone down a lap, Tommy Jock down a lap, and Andy Lindeman is going to be the next guy to feel the heat of the 90, and he's going to go down a lap with lap 22 going up on the board. Approaching the halfway point of this one. Patrice McGrail along the front stretch with his car number 10. He smacked the wall coming off the 4th turn. Got a heavy piece of the concrete riding the front stretch wall. And that brings out another yellow flag as Patrice McGrail coming off of turn number 4. Heavy contact with the front stretch retaining wall. And he was riding the wall down along the front stretch with his 10 car. So McGrail, and he is just outside the top 5. Todd Ormsby, who won a race last year, he's running 7th. And 8th is Todd Stone. He's up to the 8th spot. All right, here they come. Green flag. But I think ultimately, this race comes down to the tires on the 90. As we talked about, even going around the lap traffic, Martin likes to work up top, and there's no better place to use up your tires than on the top of the track. So we'll see if he can maintain the pace. And we'll also see if Patrick Dupree starts to push it a little bit and tries to get after Don Scarborough to work past him and maybe throw his hat in the ring. Martinois leading Greg Atkins. Dupree going outside of Scarborough. Had to get on the binders as Scarborough drifted up off 2, and that halted the progress of the 24. It is Martinois halfway, leading by half the front stretch over Greg Atkins. Then it is Don Scarborough in the 11, the Brandon Bandit running in the 3rd spot. Patrick Dupree with the Saranac Country Store 24 running in 4th. 5th place, the 97 of Chris Vernold, but the 78 of Vince Quinville, also from Brandon, Vermont, is looking to make a play on the 97 Kingsbury, New York driver, and Vince Quinville will take that spot away. So Vince Quinville moves into the top 5. Vernold goes back to 6th. 7th is Todd Stone, as he has moved past Todd Ormsby, and Todd Stone is sizing up the 97 of Vernold. Well, this race got off to a horrible start for Todd Stone, but we're just past halfway. If cautions were to break the right way for Todd Stone, he is not yet out of the mix. And Todd's a guy that knows tire management and knows how to work the fast way around the racetrack and at the same time preserve those tires. As he is trying to find a way to the inside of Chris Vernold, actually getting down to the inside of the race, off the racing surface with those left front tires as he was trying to move around Vernold, who's working about a half groove up off the inside line. Good race right now between the 1 and the 97 as they battle for position. The 1 car of Todd Stone out of Middlebury, Vermont, trying to make that pass on Kingsbury, New York's Chris Vernold. There goes Jason Durgan's motor. Durgan popping something with a 17, if not motor, something else badly amiss. Smoke billowing out of the back of the 17 car, and that's going to bring out another yellow flag. We'll see if he's putting down fluid around the racetrack. A problem to work around Don Scarborough to get to that show spot now, sitting 3rd. Scarborough 4th, Quenville 5th. 6th, Todd Stone in the 1. Don't count him out just yet. Green flag. Martinois tries to take off turn number 2, pulling away from Greg Atkins in the 1. Patrick Dupree, if he's got something for Greg Atkins and if he wants to mix it up with Martinois, perhaps it's go time now. Greg Atkins stays about a car length to 2 in front of that Saranac Country Store number 24. Dupree gets a good run over the top of turn number 2. Martinois pulling away from Greg Atkins. Dupree closing in on the back bumper of the 1 New York. Roy, Atkins, Dupree, Scarborough, Quenneville, then Todd Stone in the 1. Stone will have to get around Craig Riel, the lap car, As up front, battle for second. Atkins in the 1. Dupree in the 24. Dupree looked high. Atkins went with him to the top. Car off the pace. Jason Bruno in the number 66, limping on the top of the racetrack, and that brings out a yellow. Yellow flag comes out. That comes out at an inopportune time for the 24 of Patrick Dupree. Who's going to pick up win number 1, week number 1? Martinois has led since lap 3. Here they come. Off turn 4, green flag. Off the second turn, Martinois again trying to pull away from Atkins. Atkins strong on these restarts, pulls away from Dupree, but then after a couple of laps, Pat is able to chase him down and battle for the spot. This time, Greg Atkins is hanging with him. Atkins is only a half car length off the back of Martinois, and now he's right there. He's on the back bumper. Atkins, though, got on the binders going into turn number 3. That broke his momentum. Leroy pulled away to a car length. Atkins works the inside. Martinois working on the outside through the middle of the turns in 1 and 2. Now down to the inside. Greg Atkins is hanging right with him. Martinois not pulling away now. Atkins, half a car length. Dupree sideways into turns 3 and 4. He had to get on the binders, but he's right back on the hammer. Patrick Dupree falling back a little bit in that third spot, but Atkins isn't going away. Let's again, it's a tire management race, longer distance. 14 laps still remain. Martinois' lead is a car length. Greg Atkins is hanging with him. He's not falling back 5, 6, 7 car lengths. Atkins looks to the inside for the lead. Martinois holds him off. Atkins is still there on the inside. Down the backstretch, Martinois continues to work the higher line, pulling away to a car length. Patrick Dupree wants outside. Don Scarborough's closing in. This could be a 5 or 6 car battle up towards the front. Martinois leads. Patrick Dupree to the outside. Those tires are going away again. Here comes the 24 Dupree. See you later on the outside. There goes Dupree in the 24. Dupree goes for the lead. Third to first. Patrick Dupree takes the lead on the outside. He's running away. Patrick Dupree in the Saranac Country Store 24 pulling away from the 1 of Greg Atkins. Martinois' tires, not what he needs them to be right now as he is fading fast. He's gobbled up to falling back to 3rd, and he's going to fall back to 4th, maybe 5th. As Quenneville's closing in, so is Don Scarborough. Inside 10 laps remaining for Patrick Dupree. He's checking out. He's in the express lane, and he is checking out now as his lead is almost half the front stretch on Greg Atkins. Atkins is one of the stories of this race, who has run in the top 3 just about the entire event. Here comes Quenneville through on the inside. The 78 of Vince Quenneville going to 3rd. Martinois falling back to 4th. Before this is all said and done, I would expect to see Martinois outside the top 5, likely looking at about a 6th place finish. That car is fading fast. Tire management, and he has used them up on the outside, working slower traffic earlier stages of the race. Patrick Dupree in the number 24 continues to lengthen the lead. Greg Atkins in the 1 running in the 2nd spot, but he can't even see him right now. Vince Quenneville in 3rd. Don Scarborough running 4th. Todd Stone is 5th. Martinois has fallen back to 6th. Chris Vernold is 7th. 8th is, I'm not sure if Andy Haywood is still on the lead lap or not. Then it's Mike Reel in the 02. Todd Ormsby in the 26. We talked early in this race, Rick. You've got to manage your tires. The 90 has used them up. And we've seen this happen before to Martin in these 50-lap races. 30-lap races, not a problem. Those tires hold up, but as soon as you start clicking much past lap number 30, the tires start to go away, and that again has happened to the Gamache Truck Center team. Patrick Dupree, front stretch lead. Greg Atkins in the 1, running in the 2nd spot. 3rd, Vince Quenneville, trying to get to 2nd. Jimmy Ryan in the infield, smoke billowing out of the 60 car. Ryan had a top 10 run going, but his night's over on the infield. There is Patrick Dupree in the Saranac Country Store, number 24. You see Ryan 60 in the infield smoking. Popsicle sticks are out. Patrick Dupree off the 4th turn along the front stretch. 2 laps to go for the track champion. The defending track champion, Patrick Dupree, with a backstretch lead. He's got a couple of cars in front, but they really should not play a factor. He doesn't have to do anything with them. White flag is unfurled. 1 to go for Patrick Dupree. Final time around for Patrick Dupree as he works around the Matt Wooder of 55. Checkered flags are out. Patrick Dupree wins it. Second, it's Greg Atkins in the 1. Vince Quinville third in the 78. Fourth, Don Scarborough. Fifth to Todd Stone. Sixth to Martin Roy. Seventh, Chris Bernold. Eighth, we're going to say Andy Haywood in the 80. Ninth, Mike Riel. 10th will go to Mike Finney in the 38th. And Andy Lindemann in the mix as well in the top 12. Well, the defending track champ working a smooth line through the early stages of the race, and when he wanted to go, he had something left. And Patrick Dupree goes from third to first in a lap, and from there pulled away down the stretch.
So it certainly is a good night for defending track champions. Robin Wood gets the win. Pat Dupree gets the win. The forest line was perfect right in the bottom of the racetrack. And the 66 clipped them in the left front, the wheels home. After they got hooked. Then he turned back into it again. Yeah. Because he wants to talk to me after the races, which is fine. All right, Rob Knowles is headed down to Victory Lane. He has found his way to Victory Lane. Patrick Dupree just about ready to hop out of the Saranac Country Store, number 24. Let's go downstairs. Rob, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. Patrick Dupree's out of his car, everybody. Give him a nice round of applause. Patrick getting congratulations down here in Victory Lane. He'll come around to this side, and we'll get a word with him. He's telling people that race was a lot of fun. It's a little hot. Come on over here so everybody can see you. That's good. The first 10 laps, the first 3 laps of that race, UGLY. Yeah. Tell us about some of the things that you were seeing in the first 3 laps.
Yeah, there was just, I knew it was going to happen, first race of the season, and 30-some cars out there, so you just got to kind of watch for the cautions and duck them and try to, he made a lot of headway just on the first 3 laps under, with attrition. But car was getting better at the end. I was adjusting the pan hard a little bit to tighten it up. Everyone else was loosening up, so they were getting worse, and I was getting a little better.
And it looked like a lot of tire management issues as well for other teams, including Martin, who was really working hard on the outside, passing lap traffic. You seem to have a little steadier line through some of the early and middle stages of the race.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, actually, at how good it was on the outside. It was not as loose, so it worked out to our benefit. Could pass some cars on the outside and conserve the tires, but I think a lot of guys heated theirs up today.
Greg Atkins having an excellent race, running in that second spot. You saw a lot of his back through much of the race. Talk about the pass for the lead, going from third to first.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. There wasn't much room in between the cars, but I saw the 90 was starting to loosen up, and I figured once the 1 was making a move, I would have a good shot time, and it worked out. Like I said, the car was working on the outside, so just drove around him.
Congratulations. It's a great way to start. Nice job, Stretch, to win the race.
Yeah, it's good to have a Syracuse qualifier. Oh, and happy Mother's Day to my mom. I told her I'd win the race for her, and I did, so happy Mother's Day, Mom.
All right, Patrick Dupree gets his first win of the year. Congratulations.
Scott Richner's 21, running in the 6th spot. Jamie LaFountain runs 7th in the 20. John Bradley looks to the inside of the Archer 23. Those 2 cars get together just a bit coming into turn 3. A battle of 2-car tandems up front. First and second, Lavarnway and Levere. Third and fourth, Leclerc and Clark. Both these drivers won their qualifying events earlier on this evening. Both looking for a victory to kick off the 2011 season here at the Airborne Speedway. Josh Lavarnway drifted a little bit high in turn 2 that time and allowed Chris LeVere to close the gap just a bit. It's down to just a couple of car lengths now as they combine complete lap number 6. Third spot, that's still Josh Leclerc, his number 7 with Chris Clark 4th. Josh Laporte maintains his 5th spot. He runs all alone in the 45B. Jamie LaFountain has taken 6th. As he drifts a little bit high, kicks it up in the bunker, he's going to lose a spot. That puts Richner back into the 6th spot with LaFountain back to 7th. Bradley is 8th. 9th spot goes to the 03 of Speedy Brissett. Larry Archer runs 10th. Mike Whalen in the 11th spot in car number 11, followed by the Eric Sales 47 and 12th. 13th spot goes to Tim LaFountain in the 41. Jim Barno runs 14th in the 07, but he's going to be challenged by Mr. Cheez-It, Bill Desitel in the 36. And Malcolm Woodward has a great view in the 43. He can see them all. LeVere slowly closing that gap on Josh Lavarnway. It's down to a car length and a half. LeVere is right there, and he's got that preferred inside line. Chris LeVere looks to make his move as they come off turn 2 and head up the backstretch. There'll be 5 to go next time by. Some contact between Lavarnway and LeVere, but Josh maintains his lead. LeVere still right there in second. Josh Leclerc in the 7 car, hoping those two get together once again. Might make things very interesting for that third place car of number 7. Lavarnway again has LeVere right on his back bumper. Where LeVere has the advantage, he's able to keep his car toward the bottom of the racetrack just a little bit better than the 13 of Lavarnway. Right there in turns 1 and 2, Lavarnway drifts up high to the top of the racetrack. That's where LeVere gains ground. He's right alongside now as they head into turn 3. Lavarnway on the outside, LeVere on the inside, side by side off 4. 3 laps to go. They're quickly coming upon the slower car of Malcolm Woodward in the 43. We'll see how they work their way around that slower traffic. We've got a car sideways on the front stretch. That's the John Bradley 69. Yellow flag is out. Bradley backs out of harm's way. Look out. They've got to scramble to get around him. Three to go. Chris Clark and Josh Laporte run third and fourth in row 2. Here they come off turn 4. Back to the green. Josh Leclerc trying to stick with him on the outside, but it's going to be Chris LeVere in the 4 to lead him up the backstretch. Leclerc looks to move right alongside as they head into turn 3. It's LeVere on the inside. Leclerc now drops the 7 right onto the back bumper of the 4 car. 2 to go. Top 2 cars have pulled away as Chris Clark's 77 runs third. Scott Richner's 21 is now 4th. Laporte is back to 5th. White flag is out. Chris LeVere is your leader. Josh Leclerc in the 7 got a little bit squirrely coming off that second turn and allowed LeVere's lead to extend to about 5 car lengths as they head into turn 4 the final time. Checkered flag is in the air, and your winner is Chris LeVere in car number 4. Josh Leclerc finishes second. Third spot goes to the 77 of Chris Clark with Scott Richner 4th. And Speedy Brissett brings the 03 up into the top 5 with a 3rd place finish. Rob has made his way down to victory lane, and let's go downstairs now. Rob Knowles standing by to talk with Chris LeVere. Rob?
All right, Rick. Chris LeVere is out of his car. Chris, a fine way to start the season for you as you get the victory. And I want to go back about 5 to go in the race. You were racing at the time Josh Lavarnway, and I thought you really did a wise thing. You got into him a little bit, but you backed off and allowed him to correct the car, and then carried on the race from there?
Earlier, me and Josh had talked, and he didn't have a mirror, so I knew he didn't see me, and, you know, you just got to back out. There's no reason to just dump him. I could have stayed in it, but I was having more fun running side by side, banging doors down the front stretch. It was awesome.
And then under yellow, you got a good break. His tire goes down. You inherited the lead and made no mistake from there.
Yep, we did. We hit pretty good. Actually, I had a right rear going down myself. I was lucky to make it. I think it's probably flat now.
Well, congratulations. A great way to start.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to thank my sponsors at Evergreen Auto Center and Saranac Lake and everybody here. Have a good night.
All right, that's Chris Levere, everybody. Nice job.
22 bobbled over in the second turn. The 11 says, I'm going left. The 43 went right, and the 22 went backwards. He'll lose a couple of spots. And Robert Gordon, hey, how about that beautiful H2O car going to the second? He's able to go around Kevin Booten in the number 25, and Gordon's going to begin the chase. Joe Daniels in the 7 car leads by 5. Robert Gordon in the H2O. Ahead of steam, though, he is moving as they put a lap already on Jimmy Collins in the number 02. Robert Gordon in the second spot, pulling away from Kevin Booten, the defending track champ in the 25, running in third. Battle between Josh Terry and Lance Raptoy. Those two guys have been side by side just about the whole race, but Josh Terry going to put that one to bed as he'll take fourth on the outside. Still can't get the car down, though, to the inside. And Lance running pretty good on the inside, trying to take that spot back away from him. Not this time. Josh Terry is able to finish the pass. He goes to fourth. Lance Raptoy back to fifth. Sixth is Rob Favreau. Seventh is Don Franklin. Eighth is Joe Warren in the 13. Running in the ninth spot is Dave Drake in car 3, and running in 10th is Rick Donor in car number 86. So it's Little Joe out front. We haven't had a yellow flag yet in this one, and lap number 8 goes up on the counter. 25 laps the distance for the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. Of course, that 7 car is no stranger to this racetrack. Lonnie Rivers, a multiple track champion with that number 7 car, turning the driving duties over this year to Joe Daniels. And Joe, as we talked about earlier tonight in qualifying, is a driver that has found his way to victory lane a number of times as well in the Renegade division, as they'll put a lap on Andrew Bordeaux in the 08. Bordeaux is taking his Renegade back to the garage area. The lead is still at 5 car lengths, not really growing much, nor is it shrinking at all, as the top 2 cars running similar lap times around the racetrack. Daniels in the 7 and the H2O of Gordon. If anything, it looks like Kevin Booten seems to close a little bit off of 3 and 4 on the H2O, but then he loses what he makes up over in turns 1 and 2. That's where Gordon appears to be at his best. Of course, one of the Renegade cars that didn't make the call for the feature was Metal Man's number 2. Remember, he had a meeting with the front stretch wall right at the very end of his qualifier, and that knocked him out for this feature. We're approaching the halfway point of the race already. Joe Daniels putting a lap on the 36 of Bob Dragoon. Jimmy Collins about to go another lap down with the 02 car. And he catches him off of turn number 2. The lead is growing. It looks like it's about 7 car lengths now. Kevin Booten in the 25. 2.5, maybe 3 car lengths. Yeah, all of 3 car lengths behind the H2O of Gordon. And that's a pretty good gap back to the 43 of Josh Terry. And then the 11 of Lance Raptoy in that 5th spot, and he's not really feeling the heat from anybody. He's losing ground to Josh Terry, but pulling away from Rob Favreau in that 5th position, Lance Raptoy in the car number 11. So Joe Daniels, the lead still pretty consistent. Lap number 15 about to go on the board. Oh, we got a yellow. The yellow is for Bill Joyle in car number 57 over on the inside of turn number 4. And he is spinning his wheels. He appears to be stuck in the mud. Trying to move over there, but for the amount of moisture that has washed down into the infield, Bill Joyle not able to get that 57 rolling, and before he digs himself a pretty good hole spinning those wheels, the track staff that's over there telling him this, hold on, it'll push you out.
Here at the Big A.
All right, 14 laps complete, 11 still to go. Let's see if Robert Gordon can stick with Joe Daniels. Green flag! Daniels in the Freihofer 7 working on the inside. The H2O well drilling car for Robert Gordon on the outside. Kevin Booten wants to try to hang with him. He's right there. He's in the mix. So is Josh Terry. Terry has run well with the number 43. And it's car 7 of Joe Daniels. Leading by a car length off of turn number 4. That's where Daniels seems to run strong off the 4th turn. But Robert Gordon's coming back after him on the outside. And now Booten is in the mix. Although fading back off turn 2. That's where Booten has struggled in this race. He's been strong off 3 and 4, but struggles in 2. And now Robert Gordon's coming after him on the outside. We should have a pretty darn good finish with lap number 16 going up on the board. Joe Daniels led by about 2 feet. Robert Gordon is there, and that car is working well on the outside of the racetrack. Gordon puts the nose out in front on the outside. Going into turn number 3, Joe Daniels comes back after him on the inside. Seesaw battle for the lead on the inside. Here they come off turn number 4. Down to the stripe. This time it's the outside line for Robert Gordon in the H2O that had the lead. Gordon's lead was about a yard at the stripe. Off of turn number 2, again, he continues to work outside the 7 car. The 7 car comes back after him on the inside. There's a good battle going on right behind them for 3rd. As they go back and forth with the lead. This lap, it's Joe Daniels on the inside who had the lead. 3 straight laps where they've swapped the lead. The 7, the H2O. Good run for Gordon on the top of 2. Gordon vaulting down the backstretch into the 3rd turn. He's got the lead again, running into turns 3 and 4. Daniels trying to come back after him on the inside. Again, they'll drag race down to the stripe. This time it's Robert Gordon back. 4 straight laps where they have swapped the lead. Daniels working on the inside, Gordon again on the outside. Daniels had the lead into 2. Gordon takes the lead out of 2. Down the backstretch to 3. Daniels comes back to the lead on the inside. Gordon fights back on the outside. Who's going to lead this lap? Down to the stripe. And it's almost a dead heat. Too close to call to figure out who the leader was that lap. Great battle out front. Little Joe in the 7. Robert Gordon with the H2O. Right behind him, it's side-by-side for 3rd rather. Right behind them, it's side-by-side for 5th with Lance Raptoy and Rob Favreau, who's running well on the outside. That time at the stripe, it's the 7 of Joe Daniels who has the lead. So Daniels was leading that time at the start-finish line. Robert Gordon coming back after him, though, on the backstretch. He'll take the lead going to 3. Daniels comes back after him on the inside. Daniels got pretty good head of steam built up coming off the 4th turn. And Joe Daniels pulling away a little bit. Still at the door is Robert Gordon. Gordon will need a good run off the 2nd turn. Daniels drifts up the track a little bit. The H2O is still there. But Joe Daniels appears to be picking up a little ground lap by lap, trying to put Robert Gordon away. Robert Gordon coming back on the outside. Down the front stretch, popsicle sticks are out. Back and forth they go with the lead. That time again, though, it was the 7. He's held the lead the last 3 laps. Robert Gordon gets a good run off, too. The 7 down on the inside. That battle for 3rd is just like the battle out front. They continue to run side by side. 1 lap to go. Down to the stripe. Gordon had the lead at the stripe. Final lap. Gordon had the lead on the outside. Robert Gordon works the outside. Daniels has the lead on the inside. Gordon comes back to the lead on the outside. It's going to be an Alcoa finish as they head into turn number 3. Daniels on the inside. Gordon on the outside. A drag race for the win. Here they come. Down to the stripe. Robert Gordon on the outside. Joe Daniels 2nd. 3rd to Kevin Booten. 4th goes to Josh Terry. And at the stripe for 5th, it looked like maybe Rob Favreau on the outside in the 22. What a race by the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. They never seem to disappoint, Rick. This division, a division that always has close finishes and a lot of parity, a great race, the race of the night for the Renegades.
For the years that this division has been in existence, they have always put on a fantastic show, and it continues once again to kick off the 58th season here at Airborne Speedway.
Well, over the course of the last 11 laps, the lead changed 5 times between the H2O and the 7. Joe Daniels out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause. It's a fine run to 2nd. A good run for defending track champ Kevin Booten to 3rd. Hey, Robert Gordon's out of the pretty H2O, and he gets the win. Come on over, Robert. He goes over and shakes the hand of Joe Daniels, and he said that was a lot of fun. Back and forth. Zig and I were just talking the last 11 laps since the restart. You guys went back and forth with the lead 5 times. just when it looked like Joe was going to pull away and maybe solidify a pass, your car hooked again.
Yeah, it was. It worked pretty good on the outside. I was questioning whether or not to tuck in behind him, and I guess I'm glad I didn't.
Tell us about that final lap. Coming down to get the white flag, you had the lead by 2 feet, and then again, you had to hit your marks. You really must have had to focus on hitting the right spots on the track for your car.
Yeah, there is a little bit of water in 4. You can't go quite where you want, so you had to run a little too high or a little too low, and I just gave everything I had on the last lap, and it paid out.
You know, the first race of the year, you guys just set the bar up here. That's a tough act to follow. That was a great race.
Well, I'm hoping we can do it again next week.
Well, congratulations, Robert. A great way to start with a pretty H2O.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Robert Gordon gets the win.
Here comes the field. Off turn 4, back to the green flag. Much better start on the inside this time for Rob Sine. He will have the lead as they head up the backstretch the first time. Brissett runs second. Sherman runs third. Problems on that 8-ball of Tyler Brissett. He is slow down the front stretch, and he's headed back to the garage area.
If that were a Magic 8-ball, you'd shake it and it would probably say, doesn't look promising.
Got a car spinning over in turn 3. That's the 45 car of David Hart. He's got it refired and appears to be out of harm's way. Will stay green. Sine sneaks by on the inside. They sneak by to the inside and the outside. And everybody's made it through. A little bit sticky situation for Chad Hendry in the 60, but he did a nice job of getting by the 45 car. And up front, Rob Sine playing Catch Me If You Can. He's got a commanding lead over the 88 of Josh Duravage and the 21 of Travis Sherman. Duravage has moved into that number 2 spot, trying to close the gap on Rob Sine, who runs quite strong up front in that number 3. As we said, Duravage is second, Sherman is third, 4th spot to John Michael Brissett. 5th spot on the outside, LaGrave will take that in the 72, dropping Joyle back to 6th. LaGrave is on the move. He's going to look to the inside of Brissett. He wants to take that 4th spot away. Sine quickly puts the 14B of David Brissett down a lap, as will Josh Duravage. Sherman gets by in the 21. Here comes LaGrave in the 72. Now Duravage tries to close the gap on the 3 car. It's down to about an 8-car length advantage. As there goes the 45 around one more time in turn 3. Yellow flag will come out this time. And boy, Josh Duravage loves that. The restart. Sine gets the jump coming off turn 4. Green flag is out. Josh Duravage sort of got caught sleeping on the restart coming off turn 4. That allowed Rob Sine to open up a 5 or 6 car length advantage before they hit the green flag. Sherman holds that 3rd spot in the 21 with Curtis LaGrave Jr. 4th. They're halfway. John Michael Brissett back to 5th. Chad Hendry runs 6th in the 60. Bill Joyle Sr. running in the 7th spot, followed by Alan Simmons in 8th. Brandon Nolan runs 9th. The 45 of David Hart is 10th. And the 14B of David Brissett rounds out the field in the 11th spot. Here comes Duravage taking a look at the inside of Rob Sine. Sine holds on to that advantage. Opens up a car length and a half as they head into turn 3. The 26 of Alan Simmons is off the pace. He is slowed down the front stretch and headed back to the garage. Now we've got another group of 2-car battles up front. The 88 and the 3 for the lead. The 21 and the 72 for the number 3 spot. LaGrave 72 looks to have the third spot now as they head into turn 3. Look out, Rob Sine drifted way high in turn 4, and that gives the lead back to Josh Duravage. Josh Duravage is your new leader as Sine had trouble in turns 3 and 4. Car drifted well up to the top of the racetrack. That opening gave Duravage all he needed to zoom on by on the inside. They complete lap number 11. And Sine trying to come back on Duravage. Curtis LaGrave Jr. in the 72 has opened up 3 or 4 car lengths on the 21 car of Sherman. Brissett runs by himself in 5th, as does Hendry in the 6th spot in the 60 car. It's still Josh Duravage, a guy who has, over the past 2 seasons, probably been the points leader more often than anyone in this division, but has had trouble in the final lap of the final race of the season the last 2 years that cost him the track championship. A win tonight would certainly be good medicine for those last lap heartaches that cost him the past 2 seasons. Yellow flag is out once again. Guess what? The 45 in turn 3 and 4. Those are your front 4 cars. We started with 12. We're down to 7. 8. Back to the green. Duravage starts to open up as they head up the back stretch. But here comes LaGrave looking to the inside of Rob Sine. It's now turned into a battle for the number 2 spot. White flag coming out for Josh Duravage. If he can keep it on all 4 wheels, he's going to win this one. Who's going to finish second? Rob Sine says, me. Curtis LaGrave said, not yet. He's going to come right back at him up the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4, the final time. Checkered flag about to be unfurled by Chief Starter Bruno. Your winner is Josh Duravage in the 88. Second spot goes to the 3 of Rob Sine. And coming home in third will be the 72 of Curtis LaGrave Jr.
All right, Rick, we'll get a word with Josh Duravage as soon as he hops out of his winning race car. See some of the damage that resulted from the right front flying off the car in the qualifier. Still fast nonetheless. Josh is out of his car as he gets the win in the Busch Bomber feature event. No stranger to victory lane. As you said, he's led a lot of laps in this division over the last couple of years. And Josh, first of all, tell us about the qualifier and what happened on the right front.
Well, I was coming into turn 2 and broke the wheel bearing right off, and the rotor went and my tire went flying.
And then you and the crew had a lot of work to do to get that thing ready again, and it paid off.
Yeah, we had to run home, get a whole bunch of parts, and come back and hope for the best.
So what's the trip to home? It was about a half an hour back home to find the things that you needed? Yeah,
it was about 35 minutes round trip, you know.
Well, it was a 35-minute round trip that was well worth it.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
It's a great way to start the year for you. The race car appeared to be fast, as it always has been for you in this division.
Yeah, it's always fast. You know, it's a good car.
Well, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I got to thank my dad. He does a lot of work in this and all my sponsors. Thanks a lot.
All right, Josh Duravage gets the win in the Busch